Hi, welcome to Module 6 on Network and Information Security and Privacy. My name is Freddy Tan and I will be the facilitator for this module. Before joining Microsoft as the Chief Security Advisor, I had worked with the Singapore government for 25 years in information security. I am a certified information system security professional since the year 2000 and have been involved in supporting security professional competency development both with ISC2 and in Singapore. I am also a member of the ISC2 Board of Directors, member of the ISC2 Asian Advisory Board, and Vice President of the Singapore Association of Information Security Professionals. In the information age, information is an asset to be protected, and policymakers need to know what information security is about and how to take appropriate action against information leakage and infringement. This module will provide you with an overview of the need for the information security issues and trends, and the process of formulating an information security strategy. This module aims to clarify the concept of information security, privacy, and related concepts, describe the threats to information security and how they can be addressed, discuss the requirements for the establishment and implementation of policy on information security, as well as the life cycle of information security policy. And lastly, to provide an overview of standards of information security and privacy protection that are used by some countries and international information security organizations. After learning this module, you should be able to define the information security, privacy, and related concepts, identify threats to information security, assess existing information security policy in terms of international standards of information security and privacy protection, and formulate or make recommendations regarding information security policy that will be appropriate to their own context. During the course of this module, I will be using a number of acronyms. Please refer to the list of acronyms listed in page 13 of the lesson material. Now I shall move on to session 1, the need for information security, and understanding information security trends and improving security. Modern societies today is dependent on information security and communication technology, in short, ICT. This makes individuals, organizations, and nations vulnerable to attacks on information systems, such as computer hacking, cyber terrorism, cybercrime, and the like. Few individuals and organizations are equipped to cope with such attacks. Governments have an important role to play in ensuring information security by expanding the information communication infrastructure and establishing systems to protect against information security threats. This section aims to explain the concept of information and information security, describe the standards applied to information security activities, provide an overview of threats to information security, and describe the countermeasures against such threats. Generally, information is defined as the result of mental activity. It is an intangible product that is transmitted through media. In the field of ICT, information is the result of processing, manipulating, and organizing data, which is simply a collection of facts. In the field of information security, information is defined as an asset. It is something that has value and should therefore be protected. The ISO IEC 27001 definition of information and information security will be used throughout this module. Information assets are radically different from tangible assets. Thus, information assets are vulnerable to different types of risks. As the perspective has shifted from net asset value to information asset value, there is a growing consensus that information needs to be protected. Information itself is valued more than the media holding the information. Table 1 contrasts information assets with tangible assets. As the value of information assets goes up, the desire to gain access to information and to control it increases among people. Groups are formed to use information assets for various objectives, and some exert effort to obtain information assets by whatever means. The latter include hacking, piracy, destruction of information systems through computer virus, and others. The negative aspects of information-oriented environments include the following. Increase in unethical behavior arising from anonymity. ICT can be used to maintain anonymity, which makes it easy for certain individuals to engage in unethical and criminal behavior, including illegal acquisition of information. conflicts over ownership and control of information. Complications caused by ownership and control of information have increased, and the expansion of informatization. For example, as governments seek to build a personal information database under the umbrella of e-government, some sectors have expressed concern over the possibility of invasion of privacy from the disclosure of personal information to other parties. Information and wealth gap between classes and countries. The size of information assets holdings can be a barometer of wealth in knowledge and information-oriented societies. Developed countries have the capacity to produce more information and to profit from selling information as products. Information-poor countries, on the other hand, need huge investments just to be able to access information. Growing information exposure caused by advanced networks. The knowledge of information-oriented society is a network society. The whole world is not connected like a single network, which means that weaknesses in one part of the network can adversely impact the rest of the network. The 4 R's of information security are the right information, the right people, the right time, and the right form. Control over the 4 R's is the most efficient way to maintain and control the value of information. When I mean right information, I refer to the accuracy and completeness of information, which guarantees the integrity of information. Right people means that information is available only to authorized individuals, which guarantees confidentiality. Right time refers to the accessibility of information and its usability upon demand by the authorized entity. And the right form refers to providing information in the right format. To safeguard information security, the 4 R's have to be applied properly. This means that confidentiality, integrity, and availability should be observed when handling information. Information security also requires a clear understanding of the value of information assets, as well as their vulnerabilities and corresponding threats. This is known as risk management. Figure 2 shows the correlation between information assets and risk. Risk is determined by the asset value, threats, and the vulnerabilities. The formula is as follows. Risk is directly proportional to asset value, threats, and vulnerabilities. Thus, the risk can be increased or decreased by manipulating the size of the asset value, threats, and vulnerabilities. And this can be done through risk management. The methods of risk management are as follows. Risk reduction or risk mitigation. This is done when the likelihood of threats is high, but the effect is low. This involves understanding what the threats and vulnerabilities are, altering or reducing them, and implementing a countermeasure. However, remember, risk reduction does not reduce the value of risk to zero. Risk acceptance. This is done when the likelihood of threats, vulnerabilities is low, and their likely impact is minor or acceptable. Risk transference. If the risk is excessively high or the organization is not able to prepare the necessary controls, the risk can be transferred outside of the organization. An example is taking out an insurance policy. And risk avoidance. If the threats and vulnerabilities are highly likely to occur and the impact is also extremely high, it is best to avoid the risk by outsourcing data processing equipment and staff, for example. Now I will refer to Figure 3. And Figure 3 is a graphic representation of these 4 methods of risk management. In this figure, the quadrant marked 1 is risk reduction, 2 is risk acceptance, 3 is risk transference, and 4 is risk avoidance. Now, information security activities cannot be effectively performed without the mobilization of unified administrative, physical, and technical plan. Many organizations have recommended standards for information security activities. Representative examples are the International Organization for Standardization and International Electrotechnical Commission, in short ISO/IEC. Information security requirements and evaluation items of the Certified Information Systems Auditor, in short, which is CISA, and the Certified Information Systems Security Professionals, in short, CISSP, of the Information Systems Audit and Control Association, in short, ISACA, which is ISACA. These standards recommend unified information security activities, such as the formulation of an information security policy, the construction and operation of an information security organization, human resource management, physical security management, technical security management, security audit, and business continuity management. Now I refer to Table 2, which lists the standards related to the information security domains. Now you will find that ISO IEC focuses on administrative security. In particular, it emphasizes documentation and operation audit as administrative behavior and the observance of policy guideline and law. Continuous confirmation and countermeasures by the administrator are required. Thus, the ISO IEC 27001 tries to address the weak points of security systems, equipment, and the like in an administrative way. In contrast, there is no mention of human resources or physical security in CISA, which focuses on audit activities and controls on information systems. Accordingly, the role of auditors and the performance of audit process are considered very important. CISSP, on the other hand, focuses mainly on the technical security. It emphasizes the arrangement and control equipment such as servers and computers. An important activity in safeguarding information security is information threat trend analysis. This refers to the search for patterns in security threats over time in order to identify ways in which such patterns change and develop, veer in new directions or shift. This iterative process of collecting and correlating information and providing incident profiles is done to be able to anticipate likely or possible threats and prepare the appropriate responses to these threats. Organizations that perform information security threat analysis and share security threat trend reports include CERT, Symantec, IBM, and Microsoft. Intruders now use automated tools that allow them to gather information about thousands of internet kiosks and hosts quickly and easily. Networks can be scanned from a remote location and hosts with specific weaknesses identified using these automated tools. The intruders catalog the information for later use, share or trade it with other intruders, or attack immediately. Some tools, such as Cain and Abel, automate a series of small attacks towards an overall objective. For example, intruders can use packet sniffer to obtain router or firewall passwords, log into the firewall and disable filters, and then use the network file service to read data on servers. Some network tools use new attack patterns that are not detected by existing detection tools. For example, anti-forensic techniques are now being used to mask or hide the nature of attack tools. Polymorphic tools change form each time they are used. Some of these tools use common protocols like the Hypertext Transfer Protocol or in short HTTP, making it difficult to distinguish them from legitimate traffic. Every year, we see that newly discovered vulnerabilities in software products that are reported to the Computer Emergency Response Team Coordination Center, or in short, CERT-CC, more than doubles in number, making it very difficult for security administrators to keep up to date with patches. Intruders know this and take advantage. Some intruders launch what is known as a zero-day or zero-hour attack, which is a computer threat that exploits computer application vulnerabilities for which there are no patches or protection because they have not yet been discovered by the administrators. An asymmetric threat is a condition in which an attacker has the edge over the defender. The number of asymmetric threats increases with the automation of threat deployment and the sophistication of attack tools. We also see a convergence of attack methods, and this refers to the consolidation of diverse attack methods by attackers to create global networks that support coordinated malicious activities. Lastly, infrastructure attacks. Now, infrastructure attacks are attacks that broadly affect key components of the internet. They are concerned because of the number of organizations and users on the internet and the increasing dependence on the internet to carry out day-to-day business. Infrastructure attacks result in denial of service, or in short, DOS, compromise of sensitive information, spread of misinformation, and significant diversion of resources from other tasks. Botnet is an example of an infrastructure attack. The term botnet refers to the group of infected computers that are controlled remotely by a hacker through a command control server. The infected computers can spread worms and trojans throughout network systems. It used to be that computers and network systems are attacked out of curiosity or for self-satisfaction. Now the purpose of attacks is usually related to money, slander, and destruction. These types of attacks represent only a small proportion of the broad spectrum of cybercrime. Cybercrime is the deliberate destruction, disruption, or distortion of digital data or information flows for political, economic, religious, or ideological reasons. The most common crimes include hacking, denial of service, malicious code, and social engineering. Recently, cybercrime was part of the cyber terror and cyber warfare, with adverse effects on national security. Table 3 shows that perpetrators of cybercrime can earn vast amounts of money through committing cybercrime. One of the ways in which computers are attacked is commonly known as hacking. Hacking is the act of gaining access to computer or computer network to obtain or modify information without legal authorization. Hacking can be classified as recreational, criminal, or political hacking, depending on the purpose of the attack. Recreational hacking is unauthorized modification of programs and data simply to satisfy the hacker's curiosity. On the other hand, criminal hacking is used in fraud or espionage. Political hacking is tampering with websites to broadcast unauthorized political messages. Recently, hacking has become more and more implicated in cyber terror and cyber warfare, posing a major threat to some national security. Denial of service, or DOS, attacks prevent legitimate users from using a service while the perpetrator gains unauthorized access to machines or data. This happens as attackers flood a network with large volumes of data or deliberately consume scarce or limited resources, such as process control blocks or pending network connections. Or they could disrupt physical components of the network or manipulate data in transit, including encrypted data. Malicious code. Malicious code refers to programs that cause damage to a system when executed. Viruses, worms, and Trojan horses are types of malicious code. A computer virus is a computer program or programming code that damages computer systems and data by replicating itself by initiating copying to another program, computer boot sector, or document. A worm, on the other hand, is a self-replicating virus that does not alter file but resides in active memory, using parts of an operating system that are automated and usually invisible to the user. Their uncontrolled replication consumes system resources, slowing or halting other tasks. It is usually when this happens that the presence of worms is detected. Trojan Horse. A Trojan Horse is a program that appears to be useful and or harmless but really has a malicious function, such as uploading hidden programs or command scripts that make a system vulnerable to encroachment. Lastly, social engineering. Now, social engineering refers to a set of techniques used by hackers to manipulate people into divulging confidential information. Although this is similar to a confidence trick or simple fraud, the term typically applies to trickery for information gathering or computer system access. In most cases, the attacker never comes face-to-face with the victim. Phishing. Phishing is the act of stealing personal information via the internet for the purpose of committing financial fraud. It is an example of social engineering. Phishing has become a significant criminal activity today on the internet. Given the trends in security threats and attack technologies, a robust defense requires the flexible strategy that allows the adaptation to the changing environment, well-defined policies and procedures, the use of appropriate security technologies, and constant vigilance. It is therefore helpful to begin a security improvement program by first determining the current state of security in your organization. Integral to a security program are documented policies and procedures, as well as technology that support their implementation. Now, I will touch on how you can improve security. And the first aspect is what we call administrative security. Administrative security will consist of an information security strategy, policy, and guidelines. One of the issues that you have to consider is information classification and recovery, retention, and destruction. An information security strategy sets the direction for all information security activities in the organization. An information security policy is a documented high-level plan for organization-wide information security. It provides a framework for making specific decisions such as an administrative and physical security plan. Because an information security policy should have a long-term point of view, it should avoid technology-specific content and include effective business continuity planning development. An information security guideline will be established according to the information security strategy and policy. The guideline should specify regulations for each area related to information security. And because the guidelines must be comprehensive and national in scope, they must be developed and delivered by the government for observance by organizations. Information security standards must be specialized and specific so that they can be applied to all information security domains. It is good for each country to develop standards after analyzing the administrative, physical, and technical security standards that are widely used all over the world. Standards should be appropriate to the prevailing ICT environment. A country's information security strategy, policy, and guidelines should be in compliance with related international and local laws. Their scope should be written within the boundaries of these laws. Once an information security strategy, policy, and guidelines have been established, information security operating procedures and processes will need to be defined. Because people are the ones who perpetrate attacks on information or leak internal information, human resource management is an important factor in operating information security. Hence, the need for the following. 1. Information security education and training program. There are many methods to improve an organization's level of information security, but education and training are the basic necessities. The members of the organization must appreciate the need for information security and acquire related skills through education and training. However, it is important to develop various programs for maximizing participation because standard information security education and training programs may not be effective. Second, strengthening promotion through a variety of events. Employee participation is important in the successful implementation of information security strategy, policy, and guidelines. Information security should be promoted among employees through various daily activities. Third, securing sponsorship. While there may be high levels of information security awareness among employees and they have a strong will to maintain information security, it is difficult to ensure information security without the support of the highest levels of the organization. The support of the Chief Executive Officer and Chief Information Officer should be obtained. Now, various technologies have been developed to help organizations secure their information systems against intruders. These security technologies help to protect systems and information against attacks, to detect unusual or suspicious activities, and to respond to events that affect security. Today, security systems have been designed and developed based on what we call defense in depth, or DID model, that leads to unified management of the technologies involved. This model is different from perimeter defense, which has only one layer of defense against all threats at the perimeter. The DID model consists of prevention, detection, and tolerance, with threats being reduced at each phase. Please refer to Figure 5 for the defense in depth. First layer in the defense in depth is prevention. Prevention technologies protect against intruders and threats at the storage or system level. These technologies include the following: cryptography, also known as encryption. Cryptography is the process of translating information from its original form, which we usually call plain text, into an encoded, incomprehensible form called cybertext. Decryption refers to the process of taking the cybertext and translating it back into plain text. Cryptography is used to protect various data. One-time passwords. As the name applies, one-time passwords can only be used once. Static passwords can be used easily, or static passwords can be more easily be accessed by password loss, password sniffing, brute force password cracks, and the like. The risk can be greatly reduced by constantly altering the password, as done with an OTP. For this reason, OTP is used to secure electronic financial transactions such as online banking. Firewalls. Firewalls regulate some of the flow of traffic between computer networks of different trust levels, such as between the internet, which is a no-trust zone, and an internal network, which is a zone of higher trust. A zone with an immediate trust level situated between the internet and a trusted internal network is often referred to as the perimeter network or demilitarized zone. Vulnerability analysis tool. Because of the increase in the number of attack methods and the vulnerabilities present in commonly used applications, it is necessary to regularly assess a system's vulnerabilities. In computer security, a vulnerability is a weakness that allows an attacker to violate a system. Vulnerability may result from weak passwords, software bugs, or a computer virus, a script code injection, an SQL injection, or malware. Vulnerability analysis tools detect these vulnerabilities. They are easily available online, and some are even available freely to the internet community. But regretfully, the internet community could also misuse these tools. Detection technology. Detection technology is used to detect and trace abnormal states and intrusion in networks or important systems. Detection technology includes the following. First, antivirus. Antivirus software is a computer program for identifying, neutralizing, or eliminating malicious code, including worms, phishing attacks, rootkits, Trojan horses, and other malware. 2. Intrusion detection system, or IDS in short. An IDS gathers and analyzes information from various areas within a network to identify possible security breaches. Intrusion detection functions include analysis of abnormal activity patterns and ability to recognize attack patterns. Intrusion prevention system, or IPS in short. Intrusion prevention systems attempts to identify potential threats and respond to them before they are used in attacks. An IPS monitors network traffic and takes immediate action against potential threats according to a set of rules established by the network security administrator. For example, an IPS might block traffic from a suspicious IP address. Integration technology. Integration technology integrates important functions for information security of core assets, such as predicting, detecting, and tracing intrusions. Integration technology includes the following. Enterprise Security Management, or ESM in short. An ESM system manages, controls, and operates an information security solution, such as IDS and IPS, based on a consistent policy. It is used as a strategy to make up for the weakness of other solutions by using the advantages of each information security solution and maximizing the efficiency of information security under a consistent policy. ESMs can manage existing security technologies. Synthetically came about recently due to the shortage of human resources operating security technologies, the increase in upgraded attacks such as convergence or attack methods, and the emergence of attack tools that are difficult to detect. With ESM, the efficiency of management is raised and active countermeasures can be established. Second, Enterprise Risk Management, or ERM in short. ERM is a system that helps to predict all risks related to organizations, including the areas outside of information security, and automatically configure countermeasures. Use of ERM to protect information requires that the exact purpose of risk management and design for the development of systems are specified. Most organizations construct and optimize their own ERMs through professional information security consulting agencies instead of doing it themselves.